Your favorite film is awful.
Hello, and welcome to Your Favourite Film is Awful, the weekly show where we take your favourite films and recent releases and defend them against negative reviews. As always, I am Luke MJ Powell, and with me is Sean Grimsley.
Sean MJ Grimsley.
Sean MJ Grimsley. And returning from his short break, the one, the only, it's Charlie.
Charlie
Lily.
MJ Lily.
MJ Lily.
Hello, people. MJ.
Everyone is
How you
MJ.
doing, people? Hope you didn't miss me too much. But I'm back.
We were lost without you, truly.
Had a nice little trip. I went to Fright Fest. I watched a lot of horror movies.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, perfect. And with all that movie knowledge in your brain, could you tell us what the plot is of the film that we're doing today? The film being Old. 2001, M. Night Shyamalan.
2001.
What is the plot?
2001.
2001. We went back in time. 2021. Come on, guys. You knew what I meant.
He's
I
got
think
a
you're
bit
getting
Rufus
fully
Sewell
like,
on
lost.
us.
So M. Night Shyamalan's Old is about a group of people, a family that go to a beach, and turns out this beach, this private beach, makes you accelerate in age very quickly. And yeah, as you can imagine, some horrific things happen out of that. That's the premise. Let's get on with the rest of the show. Let's fucking smash this shit, right? I'm ready to defend my boy, Mr. M. Night Shyamalan. Return after
Of the night.
that last one was.
Okay, well, in true Charlie fashion, I'm going to blame it on the fact that you've been out of it for a little while.
Yeah.
That was like very, very vague. You didn't give any details, no spoilers, yes again, for some reason. And you missed some like crucial details, which Rudy will fill in for us with a 1 out of 5. The acting was pretty bad. Plot was horrible. Time to retire. Not getting back to Sixth Sense or Unbreakable.
I'm gonna just jump in there and say I don't think the acting is bad. I think the dialogue is clunky at times, and I think
Correct.
that makes it difficult for the actors. However, that being said, M. Night Shyamalan is not known for his dialogue necessarily, but he's known for his plot. And
Correct.
in bundles, we get this. We get pure M. Night Shyamalan in this movie, and from the get go, this review, I understand your problems, but that for me does not take away from the absolute blast this movie gives you. I think you need to sometimes, you need to just, the premise itself is kind of not silly is not the right word, but it's very dramatic, isn't it? It's very over dramatic. So
I've fully got you on this, right? Let me go. He made a B movie.
You got this. My man's got me
B-movie.
with the Roger Corman. He
That's
made the
it.
Roger Corman B movie.
He made like a serious B movie somehow.
He did. For your
What?
your mums and your
Jerry
dads.
Seinfeld isn't in this film. What are you on about?
Ba-dang, bang.
This bee's living my life. Fantastic.
Yeah. I did like this review because it's the time to retire line. And I know, Charlie, you've previously written a video essay that's somewhere in the world about when directors turn bad, and the fact that you kind of highlighted M. Night Shyamalan's dialogue as being the issue. Why is no one telling him to not do the scripts anymore?
Well, I've
Sure.
got some thoughts. Sorry, I've got some thoughts on this. It's like, I agree. The dialogue could be punched up a lot in the majority of his films. But that's not to say it's always bad. There are always pockets of scenes where it's really good.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I almost just wish sometimes he'd have a co-writer. Do you know what I mean? Or just someone to like glance over it and say, listen, I know who you are. I know that you've proved that you've got this track record of good and bad. But like, come on now. Like we could, like, if Old wasn't made like a B movie and it had some solid, it could be one of like the straight up like great David Cronenberg movies that never was.
Yes,
do you know what I mean? And it's like
definitely.
he still retains it in himself. People always say like Unbreakable, this is not. I'm like, as good as that movie is, don't forget that the emotional crux of that movie, or at least half of the emotional crux of that movie, is to do with the fact that Bruce Willis's wife doesn't speak back to him, so he only had to write one half of the dialogue.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
But I think that shows his restraint as a director and even as a writer at times. I think that kind of benefits him. I kind of live for the Shyamalan isms, if you will.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like it's kind of what I go in expecting. It's funny that you brought up that video that I made for 4-5 videos that you mentioned. I think I actually do mention him actually as one of those directors, but I think he kind of showed himself a little bit with Split. I feel like that was kind of like, oh, okay, he's not completely gone. He's got some cool ideas, still in him. And then I personally, I think this one has been the one for me that was like, okay, no, he can still make really fun M. Night Shyamalan B movies but I think that even that's kind of, because I think it's more than that. I think it's a film that a lot of people can watch. My little sister, for example, she went to see this movie with her friend, and she absolutely loved it. I think this is something that my mum would like. I think it's a premise that it taps into something that everyone's deeply afraid of. It's a universal fear, isn't it? The fear of getting old, let alone rapidly. And I think that the premise itself is so strong that it's kind of hard for it to go wrong at some places. I do think that I must admit though, there are things in it that I think another director wouldn't put in that I feel actually really add to the film, particularly M. Night Shyamalan's appearance as the guy filming I think there's something very like postmodernism about that, in the sense that like it's him, he's created these characters, he's torturing these characters both in the movie and as the maker of the movie. And I think he intentionally cast himself as that character for that reason. It feels very kind of Hitchcock in that sense. And I absolutely loved that as an idea. Him as like the big brother figure almost. Because he is that guy to the movie. He's directing the characters as well as he is on the actual beach in the film. And I just think that was a genius play that I don't think other directors would have done. And I think that's what I love about this movie. It's those moments, as much as like, there can be clunky stuff, but there's those moments for me that are so fun, and it's ideas that are so, it doesn't try to take itself too seriously, and then still delivers on the serious tense scenes.
And I always defend M. Night Shyamalan as a great visual director as well.
Yes,
like there's
definitely.
Even his terrible, even his really like just god awful films, there's always one like iconic shot.
Image,
like, like The Happening is a terrible, terrible film, but all the shots of the bodies hanging in the trees or jumping off of the buildings from below, like that's like, for me, he is an incredible visual director, and you can see how much he loves Spielberg in that. Never quite gets there, and sometimes he uses Spielberg in the wrong way. This film's a really good example, the ending, but
yes, definitely.
I got a lot of time for the guy, and I think it's because I know how much he loves movies. Like I genuinely know that he loves doing this. Yes,
and he's a very sweet man. He seems like a very lovely guy, just from interviews and stuff. Someone I'd like to sort of support. I think for me the most important thing about this movie, and one of the reasons why I like this film, is because of the fact that when was the last time he was in this fucking cinema and you felt like you was watching a vision? Like, regardless of what you think of it, this is a filmmaker's... I mean, you could argue the Snyder Cut, but we didn't watch that in the cinema, did we? We watched that at home. Regardless of... Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's one of those things of like,
It's Tenet?
I don't necessarily like the Snyder Cut. Yeah, but that was what? I mean, Tenet, probably.
It was a year.
Do you know what I mean? But like, they're very far and few between nowadays. And I feel like it was really refreshing to go see this thriller that, anyone, I think it's a quite accessible film, that had a vision behind it. And, I mean, I mean, there's certain things in it I think he does like particularly very, very well. Like stuff I've not really seen before. I don't know if you guys remember. There's a bit when the camera starts like tracking and zooming in on like the kids playing at the same time, but you constantly feel uncomfortable.
And it's a really unique vision of like zooming in, and it was all I watched some interviews with him, and that was all done on the fly. They were like, we just did it a couple of times. That's kind of loosely told the kids where to be, and the camera guys just had a really good time with it. And I was just like, I've not seen it. Like, I don't recognize that from anywhere.
Yeah, no, I mean, sometimes the best stuff, you find that a lot with films, that a lot of the best stuff was just, let's try this on the day. And it turns out like it's some genius idea. And that's crazy that's also one of them. I think it really added, that scene really made me feel, oh, okay, this is not right. I felt kind of weird. I don't like that we're seeing the children as well, because it implies that, you know, bad stuff's going to happen to them.
To kids. But that's why I really like the edge of this movie, and it takes someone so deep into their career like M. Night Shyamalan to really just be like, no, we're going to fuck kids up. Like, kids, like the kids are fully on the table for damage. And it's once you do that, you're like, this film could do anything. It could. Yeah. And it goes to some really good dark places. Like, I genuinely think there's some really good horror imagery in this.
100%.
Yeah, I think it's...
the cave scene springs to mind.
Fantastic.
Oh, that's I would argue probably the best death, kill, whatever you want to call it, horror image. Just a great concept and idea in itself, that she's constantly breaking and then healing, and then just the contortion. The idea of that is just so clever, and I think the reason why I think this movie deserves credit is because it delivers on the promise of its premise. It completely delivers on that. You get exactly what you came to see. You knew that these people were going to go on this beach and they were going to age rapidly. What was going to happen with that? And you get, I think, you can't really, I don't think there could have been much more interesting ideas you could have done than what he does in the movie. Particularly when it came to like the giving birth scene, that contortion scene. And it's all still very tasteful. Do you know what I mean? As much as it makes you feel uncomfortable, he's not showing you anything too graphic, whilst also still feeling very squeamish whilst watching it.
He really grounded it in an accessible reality of universal fear of growing old. Like, we've all watched our grandparents grow old, and some of us have watched them die. And it's like, you know, I've seen people succumb to dementia. So when Rufus Sewell's character did that thing with the knife the first time, I was just like, oh shit, he's going to have that. And it's, you know, it's... I think it's actually, for all of its flaws, which mostly come down to dialogue, I think it's an incredibly well considered film and really well put together. And I think you know, it's Shyamalan. I want to see a Shyamalan film every 2 years until the day that he gets old.
Yeah. Oh no, I agree.
To the day he visits that beach.
I agree.
Okay, well, let's see if that stays, if that remains, if these negative reviews don't sway you into thinking otherwise. So this next review, I'm actually doing something a little bit different, because it's transcript. There was a video online, a little controversial review, and I wrote it out. It does have a little bit of back and forth. The bottom line is, even if you delete a video, the internet will always remember if you're famous enough. So this review is from John Barrowman. John Barrowman. It's from John Barrowman.
The actual John Barrowman.
The actual Doctor Who John Barrowman.
Wow.
Oh, I remember this video.
Yeah. Oh, Sean, have you not seen it? You're going to enjoy this.
I think I have.
We just came back from the movies. We saw Old, M. Night Shyamalan, and it was shite. Utter shite. So bad, I got up and asked for our money back. And what did I get? The money back. I got the money back because they said usually within the first 30 minutes we give the money back. The movie didn't do anything for 2 freaking hours. It was shite. What was it, Scott? It was marvellous. Ha 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 ha. What was it? It was a bit of an endurance, really. An endurance we will never get back. 2 hours of our life it was shite. Don't bother going to see it.
I strongly disagree with that review. It doesn't go anywhere. What are you talking about? I mean, quite literally, they stay on the beach.
They do.
But goes to some really good places, some dark places of, like, you know, human suffering and love as well. Like, I think you know, the couple that drown and then seizure to death. I think genuinely I genuinely bought their relationship. Rufus Sewell and his mother, I was like, their relationship feels real and tangible to me.
Yeah.
The lead actor and actress less so, but at the same time they were supposed to be going through it. I thought all of the children as well, at all of the ages, like, all of that stuff worked. I think the casting was really, really good.
Very
actually
good, yeah.
throughout this movie. He's actually got a pretty good eye for casting, with the exception of Mark Wahlberg.
Definitely. I would say that he's fucking bang out of order, I think, John Barrowman, for that. If I'm honest. Because
Mate,
I don't
goes
care
way-
how much you fucking don't like the movie, you don't ask for a fucking refund. Like,
Yeah, that's a piss
because,
off.
Oh, no,
do you know what I mean? It's like, you fucking, no, fuck that shit.
Yeah,
fuck
no,
that
I'm
shit.
on board.
That
Because-
bit I can understand.
no-
We've worked in the cinema industry. It happens. What's bang out of order is where he did this. This review, Sean, as you are the least in the know, and the audience, if you are unaware, this transcript was part of a video that he put on Twitter,
And
where
tagged
he
M. Night.
tagged M. Night Shyamalan in
Oh,
the
really?
in
Yeah,
that
yeah,
tweet.
Yeah, fuck that, man.
Like that
pissed
is
me off,
such
man. That's
punching.
Did he get some pushback online? Were people
bullshit.
like...
Yeah, people went mad, yeah.
Yeah,
But it's one of those, it's one of those
You
things.
go
It's
to
like,
see a movie, it can be bad. Like, that's
yeah,
not
that's the
cinema's
risk you
fault.
take. That's
Yeah,
the risk
it's the same
you
as
take.
anything. Your football team can lose. Do you know what
Exactly. Yeah, you don't ask for your money back when your fucking football team lose. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous.
I mean? If
Well,
there's
you know,
something wrong with the screening,
that's
do you
different.
know what I mean?
That's different.
That's different.
Yeah.
The content of the movie should not, you know, unless they've chosen to, like, you know, put on something espouting, you know, Nazi propaganda or, you know.
But like, you chose to like go and see that movie, and through you paying for that ticket, that's the risk you take. You when you go see a film, you don't know if it's going to be good or not. You know, regardless of what the reviews are or whatever. And I just feel like he knows more than anyone how difficult it is for a movie to get made.
Yeah.
And for him to like go out his way publicly to call this film a piece of shit, and to then ask for a refund. For one, he's a rich man. It's very petty of him to ask for a fucking £12 back from the cinema ticket.
Especially now, especially after the pandemic. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. He knows that everything's in. It really got on my tits that he did that. To be fair, I thought there was no need for it. It was petty, pathetic. To be honest, like, I'm gonna say it because I just think, like, it just annoys me. Like the you know, as Sean said already, like the cinemas are in a state right now. And for, you know, someone who's, you know, he can afford to waste £12 on a ticket even if he didn't like the movie, and then to tweet at him, I don't know. It just I find it very frustrating, that review. I'm kind of glad you brought that up actually, Luke, because I forgot that he did that. And
Exactly, but the internet, what's the old anonymous
Never
saying?
forgets.
We never forgive, we never forget.
the internet's undefeated, mate. The internet is undefeated. You can't fuck with it.
You can't do anything in that. They will
One
always
day a
know.
shark is going to just cut the cables by chewing into it.
Yep.
And then we'll all be free.
What's this thick glue thing in the air?
But yeah, no, it was so odd for him to be a public figure known for acting, to go out of his way basically to say that a film was shite, with the general statement of, with this he said that it went nowhere. I think the attached tweet was like, we get the metaphors, we get what you were trying to do, but you didn't do it well, sort of thing. So to publish that and be like, hey, public that follow me, because it's John fucking Barrowman. People listen to that guy.
No,
He's
exactly,
it's Captain Jack from Doctor Who.
Yeah.
People
exactly.
like him. They like his opinion. And for him to be like, don't watch this film, it's very... if people hadn't reacted negatively, it could have been hugely damaging for cinema and for M. Night Shyamalan's career.
I have a theory. I
Go
think
on,
that
then.
John Barrowman fits perfectly into the Rufus Sewell role. I think that he auditioned, got real close, didn't get it, and was very bitter about it. I actually think he thinks old is amazing.
He just didn't want to.
He just think it would be more amazing if he was in it.
I mean, I haven't watched the second video review that he did, but it is telling that the second video review that he released was Trolls 2.
I wonder if he got his money back on that.
No, I think he
Yeah,
liked
exactly.
that one, in fairness.
Funny that.
No, exactly. Ridiculous.
Right, but yes, that was John Barrowman. I'm glad that I brought it up. That was a nice bit of conversation.
Yep.
This next one is from Alicia. It's a 1 out of 5. I've never written a review for a movie before, but I felt compelled to warn others before they spend their money on this movie. Within the first 5 minutes, the poor writing and acting gave me a gut feeling that I should walk away. But the trailer was so good, I thought it must get better. Wrong! The trailer was and is the only good thing about this movie. Oh man, I was laughing at the most scary parts of the movie because everything was such thinly veiled commentary on society. The beautiful lady who turns ugly and twisted with age, the parents who fight but realise what really matters is each other, the successful surgeon who's actually crazy and racist, etc. The movie gave me content whiplash. Literally, you could not go 2 minutes without the characters screaming for attention on a different issue. If you feel a need to watch this movie, go ahead. But don't watch it in theatres, and definitely don't expect it to be any kind of thriller. I spent more time proofreading and editing this review than the writers did making this movie. Great concept, poorly executed.
First of all, having dementia doesn't mean you're crazy. That's a really negative thing to say. Figure that one out a little bit better. But I mean, like, you've just described like any character arc for any movie anywhere.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
like you could take issue with those things, but I think the film does a pretty good job. You know, he is a man of, you know, he's a non-white man living in a, you know, Western white world. It's like, of course he's got something to say about these things, and I actually think they're pretty. Some of them are really spot on. I also want to give credits to M. Night Shyamalan for coming up with the name. Was it Two Door Sedan? What was his name?
Mid-sized sedan.
Mid-sized sedan.
Oh yeah.
So funny. Like, but I think that was chosen on purpose. You know, I think he has a sense of humor about himself.
Oh, definitely.
And I think somehow, even when the film does take itself seriously, but it's also got that B-movie tone about it, where it's like, no, like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Like, I know what this is. I know who I am, and I know what people expect of me. I almost find that what's really great about M. Night Shyamalan now is that before, when you went to see his films, like after the first one of his I saw in a movie theatre was Unbreakable, I went in going like, I'm looking for the twist. What are the clues? And I kind of do that with all of his movies now, but like now I've given him the benefit of the doubt. So I'm just kind of like, if it comes, great. Like, you know, he's done it enough now where I'm like, actually, do you know what? He's pretty good at this. Like, even if it doesn't work, I can always kind of see where he's coming from.
Yeah. No, exactly.
I think
agree.
he's a bit more carefree with it as well. He's just got like, he's got to the age where he's just like, I've got no fucks to give. I'm just going to do what I do.
Yep. Definitely, I would agree with that. It definitely feels that way. Yeah, I just think that's a weird. I mean, I don't think there is. I mean, they're kind of tropey, but I don't think they're as tropey as this guy's saying. And also, do go see it in the cinema. Just try and see as much as you can in the cinema.
Yeah, please go to cinemas.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I just feel. Yeah, it's a bit of a nothing, I thought, review in terms of every character. You just describe character arcs, as Sean said. I actually think the main couple, I really liked how they ended up in the film. I actually thought that was really well done. I thought the choice of shot of when I forgot the wife's name, but when she walks away towards the water, and the camera follows her, and then it goes sort of past her and it stops, and then we go back and she's on the floor laying next to him. I just thought that was so well done.
Yeah.
And like, for a movie that's quite graphic at times and quite horrific and does these horrific, it's also got an underlying sweetness, which I think is very much M. Night. I think he is very good at that, and I think it kind of gives off his personality and what things he's interested in that he likes things that, you know, can have these horrific concepts like The Sixth Sense, but they're always grounded in a very human emotion, very human sort of sweetness almost.
Yeah, he's a family man. Like, he still makes,
Yeah.
even when he's making straight apart from, somehow they feel like family pictures.
Yes,
And it's
definitely.
like that's a very difficult field to navigate, and any other filmmaker wouldn't get a film like this made unless it was on a streamer. I think it's a testament to him that he can actually do it.
Definitely, 100%.
Fair. Okay. Well, you defeated that one quite valiantly, I feel.
Yeah.
So we shall move on to Kitchman. Half star. For this platform, half star was the lowest that they could give. That's just a detail that comes into effect in the first sentence, which is, this film doesn't deserve half a star. When I watched the trailer, I thought this looked all right. I wonder what the plot of the film is and what happens. The trailer is pretty much the whole fucking film. When I say I have never in my life experienced acting this terrible, they should have cast me in this. However, I would have said no. Literally, how can a film be worse than a trailer? I can't even describe how bad this film is. I'm tearing up writing this from anger that you would understand unless you watch it. The ending of the film, and I mean the last 5 minutes, were where it actually started to get good and could have been a 2-star film, but no, it just had to fucking end, and thank God it did. I read someone's review that this film is actually deeper meaning than you think. Are you fucking joking me? Even Sinzia said it was good. I'm just so angry right now. I will say there was one funny moment, but that was it. Also, when the film ended, someone behind me said he thought he had aged 100 years watching that, and now I'm starting to think maybe that was the point of this film, and actually it was an experiment on everyone in the cinema, not in the film. Wait, what the fuck? You heard it here first.
First of all, I just want to say it's unfair to judge a film by its trailer. There are so many trailers that give stuff away, and you can't. That's not the film's fault. You know, a lot of the time the filmmaker doesn't even get a say in that. So that's half of your argument out the window. It is frustrating when it happens, but I blame the trailer, not the film.
I agree, but also I think
you blame the studio as well. Then
that's true.
Yeah, the marketing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also feel that the trailer actually doesn't really give that much away.
I agree.
watched a lot of the trailers. I watched all the
them
trailers.
all.
Yeah, and I think all of them just set you up the premise. They don't give you any of the kills, the scares. They don't give any of the twists, which I think was actually quite a miracle compared to today's trailers, where they do give away everything. Also, I thought it was I thought it was actually quite a silly comment to say that how can the trailer be better than the movie? I actually think it's kind of easier to make a trailer better than the movie. I mean, famously, exploitation movies their trailers were always better than the movie because they just put all the best stuff in the trailer, all the stuff that cost all the money, and then the rest of the movie's just where all the budget is. Yeah, exactly, not that. And I think, yeah, if anything, the trailers is way easier for them to make it look better than the movie because they're just showing you the highlights of all the best stuff. So I think that's a strange comment to say. But yeah, no, one I wouldn't agree with. I think that yes, it does get. It's funny how people see things because I think that a lot of the time people really want just ideas thrown at them, like a lot of plot idea stuff. And I think this movie, it sets you up with an interesting plot and then gives you great character moments, and then its plot kind of, if you will, kicks up again at the end when you have that
Yeah.
twist of it. And I think
It's
this
like
guy's obviously...
bookended.
Yeah, and I find this seems to be a common thing that we have on this podcast with people sort of complaining about a plot. It almost seems like they don't have any empathy. That they're all just about the logical. I want the ideas. I want the concepts. I don't care about the human connection, the characters, the what's happening to these people. And because to me, I think that's fascinating. I think that's great. This whole stuff. And I think that the twist at the end is perfect for it being a twist. I think if he'd have gone down the rabbit hole of explaining more of it, we would have lost the movie, and I think it would have gone down a route that would have gone, as Sean said when he came out the film, a bit Jurassic Park, which I kind of agree with. But I liked what we got. It was enough. That's all I needed. Yeah, they used it for science to try and benefit things. That's a really interesting concept and a moral dilemma. But yeah, I don't. It's weird. Do you know what I'm trying to say, Sean? Like, I find that a lot with these reviews sometimes.
Yeah, I do see what you mean. I mean, that's the curse of the internet, though. It's like,
yeah, that's true.
You know, logic proofing something. I mean, when you're writing a script, those are the kind of things that can make or break it. And I've seen plenty of films where things like that infuriate me. Yeah. But you know, I'm more upset if I don't care.
Exactly. Yeah.
Than if a plot point doesn't necessarily work. And that's what character is. You know, that's when we talk about character versus story or character versus plot. You know, it's like the internet is a little bit more binary than that.
It's true. Cinema Sins has done that to the internet.
It's a shame, but it can be frustrating. Like, you know, like a good example in this movie is like the kid walking around going, "What do you do for a living?" And where, you know, it's like all of these things. It's like all for the audience. But
exactly.
It's like very convenient for this story that this kid does all of that stuff. It's like, you know, we've got to figure out a way to do it. So
no, exactly.
I thought it was spastic enough to be charming.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I did like it as a device so that in the scene later on they could not present the kid, like they could hide the kids away but have that question still be made so that we know that these are the kids before we see that they've been aged up. If that makes sense. It was a good, like...
Yeah, the focus was really on the kids
thing.
In that moment. I was like, I vibe that. I get it. It makes sense to me, especially... And you know what? The fact that it shows them being kids, and kids do ask lots of questions. When the girl turns up pregnant, it's like... I was in the cinema with Matt from Full Fat, and he just went, "Oh no." And I was like, that's great. That's what you want to hear.
I agree.
Totally works. Such a great idea. Horrible, but great.
And uncomfortable. And it's a while since a film has made you feel uncomfortable because of the current political climate stuff. I think it's quite a ballsy move. I mean, he could have gone further, but I think he did it very tastefully.
I guarantee that was the moment in the script the studio were like, we can't have this, we can't have this, we can't have this.
100%.
And it's like, I'm so glad it's in there because we're so aware of the political tape that is required to get stuff like this made.
Definitely.
I really liked the almost throwaway line that the lad has, which was like, "Oh, we only did it once. I thought you had to do it multiple times to get pregnant." It's like, you're just a kid. You don't get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah, that's a good bit. Definitely, it's kind of a good bit of dialogue because you get like the exposition, but it also works for the character because you understand that he would definitely say that because he's a kid.
Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
It is nice, man. We are rushing through. I feel you're being a bit mean to some of these reviews. You're a bit mean, but I'll allow it. That's your job, I guess. That's our job. That's your job. Well,
you,
in that case, we'll jump onto the last one. The last one I have because. You know, we've done fucking 4 reviews already. This is more reviews than we do in some episodes.
Really? That's interesting because I thought I was worried that we were staying on the first one too long, and now I guess we've just ran through all the others.
Blitzed it.
You blitzed it. I mean, maybe you could have given some better defenses. Maybe you could have deconstructed a bit better, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. The bottom line is, this is the last review we'll do today. And it's from Rod Reels 2. So this is going to be a 1 out of 10. I told myself when M. Night Shyamalan made Lady in the Water, I wouldn't waste my time seeing any more of his movies in the theatre again. But I've been intrigued by his TV series, Servant, and his Unbreakable Split Glass trilogy has its moments. So I broke my vow today. And boy, am I sorry I did. What a mess this movie is. Intriguing concept, poorly executed. Actors spouting some inane dialogue. Characters apparently based solely on their vocational careers. The board game Clue kept coming to mind as I watched this Lost wannabe. And while I'll not give away what passes for an ending, I will say I found it tone-deaf as the world struggles with the nonsense of anti-vaxxers helping coronavirus variants thrive. All in all, this one grew old fast.
This is nothing like Lost. That's bullshit. Any movie set on an island, oh, it's like Lost. No, fuck yourself.
Yeah, no.
Just because it's a sci-fi film on a beach.
That deals with time.
Yeah, it's like, no, come on. I'm not having that.
And they were already dead.
That's not the ending.
Is that it?
That's not the ending. And
Lost, I'm not gonna lie.
there were people. Oh, it frustrates me to no end. That is the ending. I mean, fair enough. They didn't like it, but the dialogue was make or break for a lot of people. I knew it was bad, but still enjoyed it because I think he was trying to do it on purpose a little bit more in this film.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of the recurring, almost undefendable attack.
Yeah,
which even you guys have admitted, which is the dialogue, and that is, as you just said, make or break. Like, it's like the sauce that you put on a meal, and if the sauce is trash, it ruins the rest of the meal.
There it is. And there's his weekly
there's my metaphor.
simile.
Weekly metaphors. Yeah, simile.
Simile metaphor. Yep. I've got them all. But yeah.
No, I would agree. Yeah. I think that the dialogue is obviously, it's not the best, but it's just one aspect of the film.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like there's always at least one weaker link of a film. Not everything is, unless it's a fucking stone cold classic. But it's.
I mean, it is a pretty big part of the film, though.
I mean, yeah, but if the rest of it's strong, which I believe it is, I'm willing to forgive things like that. You know what I mean? If the characters are interesting, the plot is interesting enough, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's kind of annoying, but I'm having a good time. That's all I come to be entertained at the end of the day. I mean, yeah, it can be, I guess, frustrating at times, but I never felt like the characters sounded the same, or they were vehicles for the exposition, yeah, but they still, I feel like, all individually had moments of good dialogue in them. You know what I mean? It wasn't like everything they said was pure nonsense. It was just like it was mostly a bit weak at times. But I do think that there's some really strong scenes in it, and obviously, like, for it to have the character moments that it does, I think, and for you to care when these characters are dying and going aged, I think it's quite difficult to deal with an ensemble sort of film like that with a lot of characters, but I actually found myself actually caring about nearly most of them, and I think they all deal with, and I think that comes down to the fact that what they're dealing with is so horrific that you can't not be on their side and feel for them. I remember, I think it was, I can't remember where it was, but I think Terry from the Full Fat Podcast said before that she didn't like the husband character with the dementia, thought he was the only one that could have died, sort of thing. But it's kind of not really. It's weird. Even he kind of had nuance to him, didn't he?
Yeah.
He wasn't all out evil. He wasn't.
He loved his mum, and I thought that was like. I thought it was really interesting for him to go on that journey. I've got a closeness to seeing dementia, and I thought I was actually very intrigued by how that was going to play out, and it came to a very tragic end for him. I mean, it came to a tragic end for everyone, but no one won in this movie. That's the thing that I found most interesting about it.
Yeah,
is it? I almost think that this is a somewhat vegetarian film. Almost, it's like it's so pro-vegan. It's like, let's not do anything to animals, and here's a metaphor for us as the animals.
Yeah, I didn't think of it that. That's an interesting way of looking at it.
Yeah, I'd say the only the person that may have won is the manager's kid, because he saved them. He gets points. His friend's still alive.
I mean, that man's living in paradise in a hotel, carefree, and now he's just fucked it
No,
for
his
everyone.
his kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but he's fucked it like he's not going to be living there
did
now,
fuck
is he?
it up. Yeah.
His dad's now in prison. He's probably going into social services.
Yeah, you're right. He's not. Yeah, even everyone's life sucks by the end of this movie.
Yeah.
Apart from the people that just turn up at the resort, they probably are the only people that win because they're like,
Well, you say
we
that
got away
but
with it.
Like they've got there, and they weren't test subjects. They probably had to pay, and now they're shutting the resort.
Oh,
Who's
I'm
giving
sure they get their money back.
I
It
don't
was
know.
a free trip. That was the whole point, though, wasn't it?
Oh no, I think that was just for the test subjects, so they could scoop them in and then like hide all their details.
I really thought that the movie was going to end where they open the car door and someone's presenting the drinks to them, and I thought it was going to cut to black there. And that, for me, is the vastly superior movie. The bit where Shyamalan it too far is like, I'm going to be Steven Spielberg. He had the kids flying in the helicopter.
Yeah,
saving
yeah.
the day.
Yeah,
I
that
was
was
like,
an odd bit.
I think leaving it up in the air, not knowing, the Inception ending. Does it topple? Does it not? You know, that was more interesting to me.
Yeah, particularly for that kind of story that it was trying to tell. I think I would agree.
I'd really like to do I think there'd be a really good TV series based on this concept. You know,
Yeah, I think you could do a lot.
Really explore how they found the beach and it's the genesis of it, different people visiting it, different generations.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I want to play a little game because we kind of went through those reviews so quickly.
Fantastic.
Are you up for a quick game?
Depends on the game.
Yeah. This game is called Fill in the Plot Holes.
Oh.
Oh, fuck's sake. Here we go.
This is from the subreddit Plot Holes.
Oh, fucking hell.
And it's quite a list. We won't do them all because, you know, we've got some time to spare on this episode, but not all the time in the world. 1. If no one can ever escape from the beach, how does anybody know about it?
You can sail out, right? If you were on a craft.
I
Because they said they
think that's
found
a
it.
theory, but
No,
the
but
swimmer can't.
I swear to God, they said they found it by ship. I swear, I feel like I remembered hearing that in there, right at the end. Or they flew in. Do you know what I mean? It's like, but I'm pretty sure it was boat.
Yeah.
Fair. I feel
Also, I
like
feel
the
like
only way is
there's
the
a way you
reef,
can get there.
which again
Yeah.
they found out to the point where the manager's kid was able to tell our kid
Yeah.
how to get out. So
Exactly.
they must have found that way to escape.
They must have known. If the little kid knows, then yeah.
Okay. 2. So the resort is some super popular luxury exclusive resort. Are we to believe that all the selected test subjects wouldn't have told anyone where they were going on holiday? Especially as they essentially won their holiday?
Yeah, I do call bullshit on that.
Yeah. I can only assume maybe it was like a time limit. Maybe it was like, hey, come now.
Yeah.
Come immediately. But yeah. Charlie, do you think there's any way of filling that plot hole?
I guess they could just. I mean, people. I imagine they come up with a way to like explain where these people have gone, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Do you know what I
they
mean?
must
I might. Do you know what I mean? My belief just thinks, oh, they tell their family members that they died in a crash. Do you know what I mean? Like, and their bodies have gone missing. Do you know what I mean? I feel like there's ways around it if you really wanted to think about it.
I feel like there's some sort of elaborate thing where like the guests get told to come to this hotel, but like there's some paper trail that says it's another hotel, and that hotel was just like, no, they never turned up.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah,
That's good.
But I think he did overwrite that. I don't think it needed that.
yeah, that's true. I agree.
Okay. Number 3. Oh, Priska. Priska was the name of the wife.
Oh yeah.
Priska was saved by having her tumor removed by Charles. If it was already known that removing that tumor worked, then why would they need to test drugs to cure it?
That was a great scene, by the way.
Yeah, it was a good
That
scene.
was a great scene.
Really good
Really
scene.
interesting. But did the drugs make the tumor removable? Like, because at that point they didn't know if it was benign or not, right?
I think
Before they went to the beach, they didn't know if it was benign. They had to wait to see.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the other? Malignant? Is that
Malignant,
another
yeah.
word for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, because that's why they're like separating.
And isn't it something to do with how rapid the thing heals after it's out?
Yeah. So the
As
cancer
well.
wouldn't have the opportunity to grow again
Spread.
because the
Yeah,
body
yeah.
would heal itself. So it's almost like the island would be an amazing place to perform certain surgeries.
Yeah.
in exchange for a couple of years. A couple of years of your life, it's just nothing. It's nothing, because then you're cured.
Yeah, that's it. It's
Poor
like
doctors.
well, you're going to die in 3 months, or you can lose 3 years of your life and live to who knows.
Yeah.
That's very true. How do they reset the beach for each test trial? Everyone that goes there is trapped there until they die. So if there's been 74 previous trials, shouldn't the beast be absolutely littered?
It is, though. I reckon they probably, because they know a way out, and I still think there's a way that you can get there by land and by air and by boat. They probably just have like a rota of people that just go and do the thing.
Yeah. And they do a pretty shit job, because they push some of it like under the little alcove where all like the rotten, the rusty knives and the extra food and the diary is.
Yeah.
So they're doing a pretty lax job of cleaning the beach. But
Hire a
somebody's
homeless
doing it.
person to clear it up, and then that's why I like the idea that some of the sand was just the corpses.
Oh,
Yeah, that's cool.
darker. I like it.
I wonder if it affects things like helicopters in the air. Like, I wonder if it's the radius, or is it you have to be boots on the ground? Do you know what I mean? Like, for it to affect you.
Yeah,
I'm curious.
where's it go? We need a quantity surveyor on this beach.
Yeah.
Will
Yeah, 'cause
Moore,
the best we get is-
we need to get Will Moore's wife on the phone. She's a quantity surveyor. She can answer this question.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because the best we get is the characters on the beach theorizing that it's something to do with the cliff edge. So it's just the things on the beach, so like shining a torch. We don't know where it goes up. That's a great question. Another plot hole. Where were we? The purpose of the beach was to test drugs on people with chronic health conditions. Yet half of the characters don't. There is no explanation for this.
What do you mean? Don't what?
Don't have chronic health conditions.
Yeah, but they're by proxy. Do you know what I mean? It's like sacrifice the few for the many.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. That's it's not even a plot hole, really. It's just
No.
them not realizing that the scientists were dickheads.
Yeah. That's true.
There we go. Crystal is presented as a bimbo social media influencer. There's no way she wouldn't have broadcast her entire experience at the hotel, including the journey to the secret beach.
No signal.
There we
That is
go.
true.
Done.
There's no signal, is it? They did say that, yeah.
Filled. At the end, we learn that they made a breakthrough as they found their drug to cure epilepsy was successful, as a result of Patricia not having a seizure in 16 years. That is not a cure. It would only have been a cure if she had died of old age.
But they say that it's not. It's about. Yeah, it's not. It's not called a cure.
Yeah.
That's called medicine. That's how you treat things. It's like, there are people that live entire lifetimes with cancer, and they just have to go and have like chemo regularly. It's like it's the kind of. That's the perfect argument, though. It's like that's why it's like at the end you're morally like, well, this is what we do to animals, right? Like, do we sacrifice the good of it, like the few for the many? And it's like, ultimately, that's what we've had to do to get to this point, right? People died doing the coronavirus tests. Like, that's the risk you take. But I think the issue with this is that nobody chose to be there, and certainly nobody chose to take their kids there, and that's where that moral quandary is richer.
Yeah. And I mean, this person also doesn't seem to understand that taking one mixture of drink medication, stopping epilepsy for 16 years is a breakthrough, full stop.
You can suddenly drive. Like, come on.
You've got your life back. That is a fucking breakthrough.
That person clearly hasn't got epilepsy or knows someone with epilepsy.
Yeah, exactly.
8. Are we made to believe time affects everything on the beach? The knives go rusty, bodies turn to bones, etc. So, why did none of the food spoil? Surely the food would have spoiled almost instantly.
I can't remember if that... I feel like it does. It's been a few...
I believe it is in a, like a... you know those, like, you put food in a bag, you zip the bag, the bag keeps it
airlock.
fresh for longer? Yeah, but, like, it has a metallic, shiny inside.
Okay.
Like, it's in things, and part of it
because don't
is
they
him
provide
saying
them
that-
with it?
Yeah, they
Pardon?
provide them with the food.
So I feel
Yes,
like
they
you could
provide
just
them with the
say they put some shit in that stops
Yeah,
it.
they've
Done.
tampered with the food. It's there. It's obvious.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
like Mackie D's burgers don't rot, do they? They take like they're
That's-
still like... So
Yeah.
Because that's sweets, like anything with lots of sugar in it. Sugar keeps those things like. I mean, we know what's going on in those pick and mixes, don't we, Luke? Working in the cinema, we know.
Never
how
have
long
them.
some of those are there.
never
Yeah.
eat the pick and mix.
The children age and hit puberty. They become fertile and produce children of their own. The only issue is, why didn't the females have periods? Furthermore, why didn't Trent grow any body facial hair? The explanation that hair and nails aren't affected because they're dead cells doesn't hold up with Trent, as the hormones that enabled him to produce sperm and a deeper voice surely would have also enabled him to grow body hair for the first time.
Oh, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Do you really care? Oh, fuck off. Do you know what I mean? Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Can I see a plot hole there? Can I see something wrong? I just have a fucking chest hair.
Oh, fuck off. Ridiculous.
I
enjoy the movie. Lighten up a bit.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
I actually really like the thing
Ridiculous.
about hair, because it would be so easy for the hair to just grow really quickly, but prove to be a production nightmare. It's like, actually, no, that is a problem.
Yeah.
It's already dead. So, like,
Yeah.
let's
Done.
crack on
I'll
with
take
this.
it.
No, I
It's great.
think it's purely that production nightmare, because if minutes are hours and like hours are days, like you're now having to compensate a budget which allows for multiple different facial hairs in quick succession, which is just pissing money away. Why would you do that?
Yeah,
Stupid.
it would have been amazing to go through it, but
Mm.
it would have increased the budget and production schedule
Yeah.
by
Been a nightmare.
10. It would have been a nightmare. I think
Yeah.
it's
I
one
don't
of my
even know if it
favorite
would be
one.
amazing.
I think it's one
Just
of my
because-
favorite one-line fixes.
Yeah,
What?
I like that too.
Just like,
Oh, the
it's already
dead-
dead.
It's already dead. And then with the period thing, like, again, it's a production nightmare having... And then also comfort, because you're going to make all of your female actresses walk around with some form of red splodge in their... it's just, why? Why do that? That's wrong.
I'm okay with overlooking that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of like, oh, well, when you shoot a car with a handgun, it doesn't blow up.
Yeah, it's like,
what do you know what I mean? It's like, it's movie
it's-
stuff. you know,
Exactly. It's like, why hasn't the hero been shot by all of those bullets?
Yeah, exactly.
True.
Yeah, you know, like when they're fucking hanging, like in Suicide Squad, when like Bloodsport's hanging off
Yeah.
that thing, and a fucking army of soldiers are shooting them, and
Nothing.
trained soldiers, and none of them even hit him.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
one of those tropes.
How does
Classic.
Bloodsport like survive falling through all of those floors and his knees don't give up? It's like, come on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because he's
It's
a
the
super
movies.
villain. We don't know his in and outs. Maybe there's some super serum in there.
It doesn't matter. That's what it
Doesn't,
is.
yeah, that does. Okay,
Suspended.
Priska's incision was held open by the other's character's fingers. She would have died of infection, considering she technically had an open wound for weeks.
Not necessarily.
No, it doesn't necessarily mean that you'd
Fair enough.
get infected.
Yeah.
You don't always get infected when you cut yourself.
Yeah, I get
mean-
that they're saying like the wound
Yeah.
being open for a second
Yeah,
is like the
yeah.
wound being open for a week. But it's,
I mean, I think it's also the wound being open for a week and having people's fingers inside the wound at the same time.
we don't know what wonder medicine they gave her.
This is true. It's very true. Okay,
Super serum.
Super serum. Everyone's teeth would be rotting out of their heads, considering they technically haven't brushed their teeth for decades. It's never explained how their teeth remain so perfect.
Teeth also like preserve. Like after you die, they preserve. So
Yeah, the only things left. Yeah.
that's one of the dumbest ones that anyone's ever said.
Yeah.
Like read a fucking book.
Yeah.
I've never brushed my teeth. Look, I'm joking.
Dentures.
Lovely.
No, twice a day,
And-
twice a day, 3 times a day.
3 times
what's
a
this last
day.
The last one, we see mid-sized sedan on the beach with the blonde woman early on at either sunrise or sunset. I took this as meaning they were part of a previous experiment, but the following experiment didn't end until they presumed Trent and Maddox were dead. So why did they not wait for mid-sized sedan and the girl to die before bringing others to the beach? Also, this means they were at the beach by themselves for a pretty long time, if it was either sunrise or sunset, before the others showed up. So why was he recognizable to Maddox and didn't age?
Black Don't Crack was the
They actually made
I
a
think
line.
they even
did
reversed
say
that.
that.
Yeah, it's a
They
wonderful,
did say that.
wonderful
Yeah.
joke within that movie as well.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
wonderful. But it also adds to the Rufus Sewell character's presumption on the part of the audience. So it works. It works for a number of reasons. Maybe you're right. The logic of that doesn't work, but at the same time, it's like, all right, because didn't they only go in the early hours? Like, wasn't that the point? Didn't they go by themselves? They didn't go with a whole other group. Like, the girl was like, come to this beach with me.
Yeah, that was
I've heard about this beach. So, like, I feel like that was when they got there.
Yeah. I don't know. It's all mysteries. It's full of plot holes, as we've seen and filled. Guys,
Hi.
is Old awful?
no.
No.
Please feel free to
No.
either of that.
It's
No,
it's
it's not
really awesome. I was buzzing coming out of the cinema afterwards.
Yeah, yeah. I
Buzzing.
had good fun.
I
I
had
had really good fun.
it's the one thing Shyamalan has done it to me a number of times, and it's like
Yeah.
he's a master of genre filmmaking, and it's like I think he's such a great ideasman, even if they don't always work
I agree.
as a whole movie. Like the man is riddled with ideas, and a lot of them are so much fun. I'm a massive fan.
Yeah, he's really good at coming up with concepts, like Sean said, even if the execution's not there. And I just think it's a blast. You know, it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's great fun, and I think that's why for me it's not awful. It knows what it is and it doubles down on it, and I had a good time.
Yeah, for me, there's a lot of things that I like. I liked the circular sweep as like a transition for time. I liked some of the aging scenes. I liked some of the deaths. It's not awful. It's not top tier awesome, because I'm one of those sticklers that the dialogue is unforgivable. And to kind of refer back, it's a source. It would have been better if the dialogue was better, and because the dialogue isn't better, it's not better.
Yeah.
You know, it's good. It's awesome enough.
I'll take it.
Chaps, the final question I have for you this day. What do you double bill this movie with?
I've got 2 choices.
You go first.
Nice. You go first. You volunteered there.
One of them is a movie that I didn't like, but I know Sean likes, and I'm curious to rewatch it, to see if I feel differently. I feel like it's been enough times past. No pun intended. But this film deals with time very kind of similarly to Old, I think, or in a way it works, and that is Darren Aronofsky's Mother.
Oh yeah.
I think that would be an interesting pairing, just because of the
Strong
way they
double
deal
bill.
with time.
Yeah.
Is that the one
I mean,
with
it's- Jennifer Lawrence.
Cool. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I like that one. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I need to rewatch it because I didn't like it at the time. I really didn't like it when I first saw it. But I think it's one of those things that can grow on me. I'd like to rewatch it and see how I feel. But yeah, I
I
feel that
love
could be
it.
a good one.
I love it.
I know you do. I also feel like another one could be Shutter Island
Good shout.
for a similar
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
tone, and it kind of deals with I think the way it deals with time and kind of being in this area that's, well, I don't want to say too much just in case people haven't seen it, but yeah, if people have seen it, I feel like they know what I'm talking about. But yeah,
I'm gonna go with a complete genre contrast, but it is a film about aging a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of Googled films about aging to get any sort of inspiration. I'm gonna go with a film, right, which is it's about a character who's gotten older while the rest of the world is still quite young, and it's so surprised to see that this main character has gotten so old, and their life has changed so much. And it's a very dramatic piece about like how he's got to fit back into that world, and that film is Hook.
Oh yeah.
Peter Pan.
That's a good shout.
I like that. That's a good choice.
shout. Yeah.
Peter Pan grew old. What's that about? What craziness?
I have a soft spot for Hook. That's my.
I
Hook's
do
fucking
too.
brilliant.
I do
Yeah.
too.
You don't need a soft spot.
No,
It's great.
critics hated that movie when it came
they
out.
did,
But
but-
it's one of those. Steven Spielberg solely made that movie for kids, and he got it so right because
Yeah.
everyone that saw it as a kid adores it.
Yeah, same.
So
true.
my bets. So I would do the Before trilogy: Ethan Hawke, Judy Delpy.
Ah, interesting.
You know, three
Very
different movies
interesting.
across time. Also, Boyhood, I think. Could
Oh,
work well
Boyhood's a good choice.
in
Boyhood's
relation
a
to
good
this. But then the other one, I had a couple of others. One was Amour by Michael Haneke,
Oh yes.
about
yes.
you know a woman having a stroke, and the other one was Away from Her, the Sarah Polley directed film from the early 2000s, about a husband dealing with the fact that his wife is slowly succumbing to Alzheimer's. A wonderful film, a hell of a directorial debut. Sarah Polley is the lead
interesting.
female actress from the Dawn of the Dead remake by Zack Snyder.
Oh,
if you're
very
interested.
nice.
Oh yes. Yeah.
She's
I
a
know, yeah.
wonderful actress and an incredible
She's
director
great.
as well. That film's amazing.
Okay, I have to check that out. I've not heard of that.
Well, that's it. We're done. We're done here.
Boy.
Sean,
Aye.
how busy are you these days?
Oh, too busy for everything.
Too busy for everything.
Yeah.
So, but you know, if the people were to go to SeanGrimsleyFilms.com, they could like hire you out and message you, right?
Yeah,
That's
sure.
something
I
that
think I
people
have some
do.
availability in November.
Hey, people could be listening to this in November, so maybe they're
Or
ready.
compete with the prices, guys. You know, maybe he can change his mind.
Yeah. If you want to pay me double, maybe I could be free tonight.
Love it, love it. And Charles, where can people find us if they want more from Your Favourite Film Is Awful?
They can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Patreon. Your favourite film is awful, and they can find us on Twitter at favfilmisawful.
Beautiful. No one would know that you took 2 weeks off of saying that piece of dialogue. It was perfect.
Thank
There
you
we
very
go.
much. Thank you very much.
Right. Listener, watcher, thank you for being here. I hope you're having a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Peace out.
Take care.
What's your favorite film? God, that's awful.
Favorite?
Awful. Awful. Your favorite film?
Awful.